You're listening to Art Happens Here, the podcast that explores the often curious and occasionally amazing art installations on, in, and around the campuses of Lansing Community College. I'm your host, Bruce Mackley. So one of the sculpture ideas we had was for a cube, a big, simple square, a block, to reside right on Washington Square, oddly enough, the irony there. What we had was, we started out with three designs, usually top tier, mid-level, and low tier cost-wise for fabrication, installation, and so on. We always recognized the importance of keeping a budget in mind for these. We never went over the top. In fact, it drove every decision we made about doing any of these installations. The three original designs, the top one was, let me see if I can remember this. It was a large black, I think it was painted black, and it was going to be fabricated like it was melting. Like the bottom part was coming down into this goop, and it would have been the pedestal, and it was turning into like liquid gold, right? I'm not sure what the significance of it was, but it was really visually engaging, right? The mid-level design was picture just a metal steel cube with drawers pulled out, with various sections like pulled out and angles and crevices and so on. In retrospect, it would have been a nightmare to fabricate for welding and grinding and finishing the edges. It just would have been way over the top cost-wise. The basic model was just a simple square. It was a simple, perfect, multicolored cube. Thinking of the colors, I wanted to do something originally I was thinking more subtle. But as it turned out, what inspired these colors were military commendations, military badging. The implied nature of that was the inspiration for the direction we went on with these. And they were all, fenced off, various different widths and shapes, and not various shapes, different widths and so on. So that was the one that was chosen. And I won't lie to you, it was a little disappointing because I wanted the drawer version, but this one was by far more fiscally responsible. So hard to design? Not so much. I mean, I think it took me 20 minutes to do the sketch, and then another hour to do the final art. Come to find out that the real beauty with this thing was the paint and how they fabricated it. The company, and I'm going to mention the company, it's AIS Construction Equipment, fabricated this thing and they painted it. There's a phrase, it's called oil can. It was tossed around, and what it refers to is dents. You see like metal or, body of a car dinged, it just gives up the illusion, if you will. And we wanted to avoid that. So I did see pictures of the cube, this particular cube, before it was put together. And inside is structurally complex. I mean, it's made from pretty heavy gauge steel. I think it was 8 feet across. The sides were 8 feet square. And it was put together, and the seams, there are no seams. The edges and the corners were perfection. I mean, and the paint job, you look at it now and it looks minted. I can't figure out how they did it with the colors coming together. I don't see any overlap, nothing. That's where I think the perfection of this sculpture lies, is in its simplicity. We have it up on an end. It's upended at a 45-degree angle. Part of that is establishing a visual tension. It sort of looks like it's floating. There's some landscaping around it, and you can get up to it, but you can't really touch it. But it's just like a few feet away. Truth be told, not really one of my favorites, but it is approaching icon status. I see it in a lot of photos. It's occupied plenty of selfies. I noticed plenty of students taking selfies in front of it because it has like a very strong presence behind you. I think I would have chosen more subtle colors, but maybe not. I think it performs great. You might even be able to see it from a low-flying plane. I don't know, but it was a lot of fun. Leonardo da Vinci once said, "Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication." Come visit Newton's Cube on LCC's downtown campus. Art Happens Here is a production of LCC Connect. If you want to check out what I've been talking about, visit lccconnect.org. Thanks for lending us your imagination.